Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. On this video today, I would like to talk about something called second chance. Now, we all know that everyone makes mistakes in their lives. I mean, every person in the world does that. However, certain mistakes can still get you into trouble though, which can also be a problem, like between the connection between your friends and family. Like they can lose trust with you, and it also can cause them not to want to be with you anymore or spend less time with you because they can't trust you and all that. But sometimes, like when things go wrong, they can, sometimes give them time to try again. Like actually try to make up for their mistakes that they've done. Like for example, like say like someone is going through like a toxic family, like someone who probably has like maybe an alcoholic father, or maybe uh, or even the mother could even be an alcoholic too, or maybe one of your relatives is on drugs or something. However, like sometimes people don't mean to make those bad choices because sometimes they're suffering with really bad mental illnesses, and sometimes people don't even try to do bad things on purpose. So, but if like say the father who was the alcoholic, he really wanted to quit drinking and stop being so violent and everything, and if he actually really meant it, he would actually try to get help and also cut off the alcohol for good and actually try to be a better person. And now someone like him could have another chance because he is trying to change his life and try to become a better person. And but this can happen with anyone's father or relative in their life. And sometimes you got to give them time to try to get used to this new lifestyle, because changing your ways is not always an easy thing to do, because sometimes it may take time for them to try to change their ways and their bad habits and all that stuff, or anything else that is illegal that they're trying to stop doing. They're trying to actually follow the laws now and not actually like be abusive and all that stuff. Those people can have another chance. Yes, I mean, because if they really are sorry and they really meant it, and they never did those mistakes again, then yes, those kind of people do deserve a second chance. However, like there's even people out there that do not deserve a second chance. Now, like people who are still making those bad choices, and it, like I said, it can be anyone, whatever bad choice they make, like they steal, murder, or rape, or like any other kind of crimes, or maybe like just doing like bad habits and all that stuff that is ruining your mental health and their mental health as well too. But if they're still doing the bad things and they don't even care about like trying to get help, and they actually like doing those bad things, they obviously do not deserve a second chance, especially because they said they're trying to get better, but technically they're actually lying. Like they're just saying that just to get you to listen to them. And those people can be one of the worst people you would ever know in your life, especially if they like to hurt people, because bad people do not deserve another chance if they're actually completely evil, that is. Like take Adolf Hitler for example. Like he was one of the leaders in World War II in Europe, and he wanted to rule the world. And what was bad about him is that he murdered so many lives during the war, and he didn't even care about it because he was glad he did it. Now someone like him, he does not deserve a second chance, especially after what he did to the country, or even try to take over the world, because he took so many lives away from everyone, from people all over the world. And what he did was unforgivable, and stuff like that. And it doesn't have to be just people who are in wars. It can be anyone who does serious things like that too, like Adolf Hitler did. Same thing with Osama bin Laden when he attacked the Twin Towers during 9/11 on 2001. Now that was never okay, and what he did was completely inexcusable and completely unforgivable. Even if he didn't like our country, it was still not okay, and he did not deserve a second chance either, and neither did any of those other people that worked with him, because what they did, is something that you cannot forgive, especially after all those lives that they took that day. So the real answer is not everyone does deserve a second chance, especially depends on what they've done. But like I said before, but people who are not evil, because even good people make bad choices too, because sometimes they could be mentally sick or maybe confused, like they don't know who to listen to, and sometimes people tell them lies, try to get them to listen to them, but it turns out it's not what they were expecting. So, and if they're trying to figure out what is going on, they don't know what is true or not, you got to give them time to understand what's going on with their problems and all that. Now, they're the ones who should have a chance, and if it doesn't work out, then, if you blow your second chance, then I'm sorry, but, you can't get another one, because that would be the last time you would ever try to, change your problems, change your ways. If you blow your second chance, then I'm sorry, but it's on you, though. I'm not saying who in particular. It can be anyone in the world, because this can happen with anyone. So we just gotta be careful with our actions, and also try at least give us another chance. Actually try first and see if we can, make up for our mistakes. Because like I said, every person in the world makes mistakes. That's just part of life. But like those people during the wars, they obviously did not deserve forgiveness, especially what they did. And it's not something they would earn, no matter what the circumstances are. And people that are just as bad as them do not deserve a second chance. But like I said, people who, are just confused and all this stuff, we shouldn't blame them, especially if we really don't know what is really going on in their life or what the problem is going on. So I just hope that this was very helpful and that we all will understand for the future that, certain things, are just not worth trying again. Some are and some are not. So just hope that we all can just do the best we can and just realize our mistakes, and then we just move on. So I hope that you all enjoyed this video. As usual, don't forget to like and subscribe on my channel, and as always have polite comments on my channel. And hope you like it. See you later.